who I believe I can talk about because he's no longer there, Sir Richard Mottram, the first thing he did, or the first people that he went to go and see, was the royal household at the palace.
Did King Charles hide the truth about Prince Harry for decades? Shocking DNA results have finally been revealed, and what they expose will leave you speechless. Prince Harry broke down in tears when he saw the test results that the royal family desperately tried to keep secret. The answer to the question that has haunted the monarchy for years is finally out. Was Harry really Charles's son all along, or is there a darker secret lurking behind palace walls? What the DNA test uncovered will change the royal family forever.
And achievements, I am so inexpressibly proud, have prospered and flourished. Our values have remained, and must remain, constant. The role and the duties of monarchy also remain.
To fully understand this revelation, we need to return to the beginning. When did Princess Diana's affairs begin? Did they start before or during her marriage? And if Charles is not Harry's biological father, who is? These are questions that have haunted the royal family and captivated public interest for generations. Prince Harry was born on September 15, 1984, in the Lindo wing of St Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. He is the second child of Charles, Prince of Wales, who would later become King Charles III, and Princess Diana of Wales. Harry came into the world during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, at a time when the royal family was under intense media scrutiny. Diana later shared that she felt a special connection to Charles while she was pregnant with Harry. She knew she was expecting a son, but kept it secret, even from Charles, who had reportedly wished for a daughter. This small detail offers a glimpse into the complex dynamics that already existed within their marriage, even before Harry's birth. On December 21, 1984, Harry was christened at St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, with the full name Henry Charles Albert David. The ceremony, led by Robert Runcie, the then Archbishop of Canterbury, was marked by a sense of gravity and significance befitting a royal occasion. Although his official name is Henry, he has always been called Harry by family and friends. His brother, William, even gave him the playful nickname Harold, a name that would stick throughout his childhood. Harry grew up alongside William in Kensington Palace in London and at Highgrove House in Gloucestershire. Diana made a conscious decision to provide her sons with experiences that departed from royal tradition. She took them on adventures to places like Walt Disney World and McDonald's, but she also made sure they visited AIDS clinics and homeless shelters. Diana wanted her sons to understand both the joys and challenges of life, to see beyond the palace walls and connect with ordinary people facing real struggles. From a young age, Harry often accompanied his parents to royal engagements. His first overseas trip took place in 1985 when he travelled to Italy. He also took several family trips to Canada in 1991 and again in 1998. These early experiences shaped Harry's understanding of his role and position, even as a child. In 1996, Harry's parents, Charles and Diana, officially divorced after a long and difficult separation. The marriage had been troubled for years, with both parties engaging in extramarital relationships and the media relentlessly covering every development. The divorce marked the end of what had once been called a fairy tale romance, but it was only a prelude to an even greater tragedy. Tragically, Diana's life was cut short in 1997 in a car accident in Paris, a heartbreaking event that shocked the world. The circumstances surrounding her death, including the high-speed chase by paparazzi, raised questions about media intrusion and the price of fame. After her death, Harry and William spent time with their father at Balmoral Castle, where Charles broke the devastating news about their mother's passing. At Diana's funeral, 12-year-old Harry walked behind her coffin alongside his grandfather Prince Philip and his uncle Charles Spencer. The image of the young boy, barely a teenager, walking in solemn procession behind his mother's casket remains one of the most poignant moments in recent royal history. The world watched as Harry displayed remarkable composure during what must have been the most difficult day of his young life. Following their mother's death, Harry and William inherited the majority of Diana's estate, estimated at approximately £12.9 million. This included her jewellery and personal belongings. When each brother turned 30, they received an individual inheritance of £10 million that had grown over the years. They also received a collection of Diana's treasured possessions, including her iconic wedding dress, several sparkling tiaras, and a collection of letters and other personal items. At Diana's funeral, her sons unexpectedly received Elton John's performance of Candle in the Wind, which he performed without prior rehearsal. The emotional tribute became one of the best-selling singles of all time, with proceeds going to Diana's charitable causes. In 2002, it was announced that Harry and William would each receive a payout of £4.9 million from their great-grandmother, the Queen Mother, on their 21st birthdays. By the time they turned 40, they were to share an additional £8 million between them. With Harry's exclusion from direct succession to the throne, a significant portion of the Queen Mother's estate would likely benefit him, while William's future ascension to the throne would bring him additional financial advantages. However, this did not guarantee Harry a role within the monarchy. As speculation about his paternity began to circulate, he decided to undergo a test to confirm whether King Charles was actually his father. The decision to take such a test could not have been easy. For someone who had grown up in the public eye, whose every move was scrutinized and analyzed, the prospect of having his most fundamental identity questioned must have been deeply unsettling. What do you think the test results revealed? For years, rumors swirled about Prince Harry's paternity, often dismissed as mere gossip. But the disturbing notion that King Charles might not be Harry's biological father had significant implications for the British monarchy. Were these rumors based on any truth, or were they simply unfounded claims designed to undermine the monarchy? While many people speculated about it, it seemed like a distant concern until DNA tests were actually conducted. Prince Harry found it hard to believe that he would need to take such a test, but the results that followed were even more surprising than anyone had expected. The day the DNA results were revealed became a pivotal moment that would change the future for both Harry and the royal family. The results were kept secret, with only a handful of close advisors and family members present when Harry opened the envelope. Tension filled the room as everyone braced themselves for what might come. When Harry saw the results, he was struck by a devastating truth. King Charles was not his biological father. This revelation carried far-reaching consequences. Not only did Harry have to navigate the public drama that would unfold, but he also had to grapple with the personal turmoil of learning that the man he had always called his father was not actually related to him by blood. It is difficult to imagine the emotional weight such a discovery carried, especially for Harry, whose identity had always been closely tied to his royal lineage. To realize that the person he had considered his father for so long was not biologically connected to him must have been incredibly painful. Yet the anguish and uncertainty Harry experienced did not end with the test results. The royal family, particularly King Charles, faced a situation that had the potential to drive a wedge between them. Despite any doubts that may have remained, King Charles had always treated Harry as his son and cared deeply for him. Throughout the highs and lows of Harry's life, King Charles had been there for him, and this latest revelation threatened to destroy their bond. But in a surprising move, King Charles publicly expressed his deep love for Harry. Instead of withdrawing, he made a heartfelt statement that touched many people. "Love, not blood, binds us," he said. "Harry will always be my son, and nothing can change that." These words resonated with people around the world who understood that family is not simply defined by genetics. King Charles's response showed a father's unconditional love, a commitment that transcended biological ties. For Harry, processing this information was an enormous challenge. He had spent his entire life as a member of the royal family, defined by his position as the spare heir. Now, with the DNA results in hand, he faced questions about his very identity. Who was he, if not the biological son of the future king? What did this mean for his place in the royal family and in the line of succession? Within the royal family, Harry had often been referred to as the spare, a term that carries both privilege and burden. While his life might appear glamorous from the outside, it was marked by personal struggles. He had battled mental health issues, struggled with a strained relationship with the media, and lived under constant public scrutiny. A recent revelation about his paternity changed the way he was perceived. After years of feeling like he did not truly belong, Harry now had a legitimate reason to question his place in the family. What does it mean to be royal when your lineage may not actually be royal? This was not just a philosophical question for Harry, but a deeply personal one that affected every aspect of his life. the discovery forced him to reconsider everything he thought he knew about himself, his family, and his role in the world. But this was not only Harry's struggle. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, stood by him, with grace as they navigated the intense media scrutiny together. Despite the enormous pressure they faced, Meghan provided unwavering support during one of the most difficult periods of Harry's life. The couple had already been dealing with relentless attacks from the British tabloids, and this new revelation only added to their burden. Accepting the truth about his father was incredibly difficult for Harry. He had to confront profound questions about family, love, and self-worth. In interviews, he spoke openly about how this revelation affected him, reflecting on his relationship with King Charles. He emphasized that family goes beyond mere biological connections, noting that his father had always been there for him, regardless of biology. "That is what truly counts," Harry said. The question of identity became central to Harry's journey. He found himself on a path of self-discovery, one that forced him to separate who he was from who he was expected to be. The DNA results raised new questions. Who was his biological father? Would he ever find out the truth? Yet Harry's main concern was finding inner peace with his identity, regardless of what his lineage might look like. While only he could answer these questions, it became clear that he was determined to live a meaningful, loving, and authentic life, no matter where his path led him. Harry was no longer content to simply accept the role that had been assigned to him at birth. He wanted to define himself on his own terms, to build a life that reflected his values rather than the expectations of an institution. Prince Harry now faced the challenge of shaping his own legacy. He was no longer just the spare. His values, not his royal lineage, would determine how he would be remembered. Harry had already taken bold steps to create a unique path for himself. From his move to California to candid interviews and advocacy for mental health awareness, these actions were part of his journey to establish his own identity. The move to California represented a physical and symbolic break from the constraints of royal life. In leaving Britain, Harry and Meghan sought the freedom to raise their children away from the intense media scrutiny that had plagued Harry throughout his childhood and contributed to his mother's death. They wanted to build a life where they could pursue their own interests and causes without the constant oversight of palace officials and the British press. Now that Harry knew the truth about his lineage, his future actions could carry even more weight. Would he fully distance himself from the monarchy? That remained a possibility. He had made it clear that his family came first, and he wanted to lead a personal life where he could make a positive impact on the world. His priorities had shifted from duty to the crown to duty to his own family and his own conscience. At the same time, he might also choose to push for changes within the monarchy itself. Harry had consistently expressed a desire to modernize the institution. Given his unique background, he could play a key role in this transformation. His focus might shift to issues like transparency and mental health, areas where he had already shown deep commitment. Harry had been vocal about the need for the royal family to be more open about their struggles and more responsive to the changing expectations of the public. Mental health advocacy had become one of Harry's primary causes. He had spoken candidly about his own battles with depression and anxiety following his mother's death, breaking royal protocol by discussing such personal matters publicly. His willingness to be vulnerable had helped reduce the stigma surrounding mental health issues and encouraged others to seek help. This work could become an even more important part of his legacy, separate from any royal title or position. While Harry's future remained uncertain, one thing was clear. He was determined to live according to his values and to nurture his love for his family, regardless of what happened next. Harry was building a legacy that reflected his true self, not just his royal lineage. He wanted to be remembered not for the circumstances of his birth, but for the choices he made and the causes he championed. The revelation about his paternity, rather than diminishing him, seemed to have freed him in some ways. It allowed him to question the assumptions that had governed his life and to forge a new path based on authenticity rather than obligation. Whether or not he remained connected to the royal family in an official capacity, Harry was determined to live a life that honored his mother's memory and his own values. But if King Charles was not his biological father, who was? This question loomed large over the entire situation, and the answer would require looking back at Princess Diana's life and relationships during her troubled marriage. Princess Diana found herself trapped in a deeply unhappy marriage with Prince Charles. Despite her worldwide fame, she often felt isolated and longed for genuine love. During her difficult marriage, Diana had several affairs, including a well-known relationship with James Hewitt, a former officer in the British Army. Their affair began when Hewitt, a member of the Household Cavalry, was asked to give Diana riding lessons. As news of their relationship spread, the British tabloids quickly seized upon the story. Initially, the affair was hinted at in Nigel Dempster's column in the Daily Mail, but soon afterward, the News of the World published a full report. Hewitt remained an important part of Diana's life for several years, with many sources claiming their relationship lasted from 1986 to 1991. Anna Pasternak explored the intricacies of this affair in her book Princess in Love, published in 1994, with Hewitt serving as a central source. The book described the alleged 5-year affair between Diana and Hewitt, which Diana later confirmed during her explosive Panorama interview in 1995. The following year, a film based on the book, also titled Princess in Love and directed by David Green, was released. Julie Cox played Diana, while Christopher Villiers took on the role of Hewitt. The relationship between Diana and Hewitt captivated the public imagination, not only because of Diana's status, but also because it represented her search for emotional connection during a time of profound loneliness. After their relationship ended, Hewitt was left with deep emotional scars. He struggled to cope with the loss, and in an open moment, he admitted to having thoughts of ending his own life. While preparing for a trip to France, he revealed his plan to take his own life. He recalled getting into his car, packing a few things, and intending to take the ferry to France to go through with this final step. He mentioned that his mother had a strong feeling that she needed to be with him, and if she had not insisted on coming along, he might have gone through with it. He expressed deep gratitude to her for saving his life. In 2003, Hewitt again attracted public attention when he attempted to sell 64 personal letters that Princess Diana had written to him. According to reports, he wanted to achieve an incredible £10 million for them. Many people criticized his decision to profit from his correspondence with Diana, viewing it as a betrayal of the trust she had placed in him. One of the most vocal critics was Sarah, Duchess of York, the ex-wife of Prince Andrew, who stated that it was one of the most disloyal acts a person could commit against another. Over the years, rumors circulated in the media suggesting that Hewitt, not Prince Charles, might be the biological father of Diana's second son, Prince Harry, born in 1984. These speculations were fueled by the striking resemblance between Harry and Hewitt, particularly their shared red hair. However, both Hewitt and Diana's close friends consistently denied these claims. In 2002, Hewitt clarified that his relationship with Diana only began after Harry's birth. This statement was supported by Diana's Royal Protection Officer, Inspector Ken Worf, who confirmed Hewitt's account in his book from 2002. Hewitt repeated his claim in several interviews in 2016 and 2017, stating confidently that a simple analysis of the timelines showed it was impossible for him to be Harry's father. He pointed out that Harry was born on September 15, 1984, which meant he would have been conceived around Christmas 1983. At that time, Hewitt had not yet met Princess Diana, as their first meeting only took place in the summer of 1986. Furthermore, Diana never suggested that Hewitt was Harry's father. Instead, she often attributed Harry's distinctive red hair to her own family, affectionately calling him her little Spencer. The Spencer family had a history of red hair, which made Diana's explanation entirely plausible. Diana's close friendships with several prominent personalities were also well known. These included Elton John, Liza Minnelli, George Michael, Michael Jackson, and Gianni Versace, whose funeral she attended in 1997. These relationships showed Diana's ability to connect with people from all walks of life and her desire for genuine human connection beyond the confines of royal protocol. After her separation from Charles, many of Diana's close friends considered the British-Pakistani heart surgeon Hasnat Khan to be the love of her life due to their deep romantic connection. Diana affectionately called him Mr. Wonderful, a nickname that reflected the intensity of her feelings for him. In May 1996, she travelled to Lahore on the invitation of Imran Khan, who was related to Hasnat, and had a secret meeting with Khan's family. Because Hasnat was a very private person, their relationship remained largely under the radar. Diana often misled the media when asked about it, protecting their privacy as much as possible. Their romance lasted almost 2 years, although reports differ about who ultimately ended the relationship. According to some accounts, Diana was deeply hurt when Hasnat broke up with her. However, during the inquest into her death, he testified that it was actually Diana who ended the relationship in 1997. Paul Burrell, Diana's former butler, also mentioned that she ended the relationship in July 1997. He noted that Diana's mother, Frances Shand Kidd, disapproved of her daughter dating a Muslim man, which may have influenced Diana's decision. At the time of Diana's death, she had not spoken to her mother for 4 months, although her relationship with her stepmother had reportedly improved during this period. The cultural and religious differences between Diana and Hasnat presented real challenges. Diana came from one of Britain's most prominent families and was a member of the Church of England, while Hasnat was a devout Muslim from Pakistan. The potential complications of such a relationship, particularly given Diana's public profile and the scrutiny it would attract, may have proven too difficult to overcome. Some reports suggest that Hasnat himself was uncomfortable with the media attention and the prospect of life in the spotlight. After her relationship with Hasnat ended, Diana began dating Dodi Fayed, the son of Mohammed Al Fayed, who welcomed her in the summer of 1997. Diana had initially planned to vacation in the Hamptons on Long Island, New York, with her sons, but security concerns led to the trip being cancelled. Instead of traveling to Thailand, she decided to visit the Fayed family in the south of France, where they could stay at his heavily secured estate. Mohammed Al Fayed even chartered a 60-meter yacht, the Jonikal, to entertain Diana and her sons. Journalist Tina Brown later suggested that Diana's relationship with Fayed and her previous connection with Gulu Lalvani might have been a way to make Hasnat Khan, for whom she still had deep feelings, jealous. This interpretation paints Diana's final relationship as part of a complicated emotional landscape rather than a genuine romantic connection. Some observers believe Diana was still hoping to reconcile with Hasnat and was using her public romance with Dodi to provoke a reaction. After Diana's death, Paul Burrell, journalist Richard Kay, and her voice coach Stuart Pearce noted that Diana had considered purchasing real estate in the United States, perhaps as a way to begin a new chapter in her life away from the control of the British media. This plan suggested that Diana was looking for an escape from the relentless scrutiny she faced in Britain, where the paparazzi followed her every move and the tabloids dissected every aspect of her personal life. While Diana's romance with Fayed attracted much public attention, it seemed that her feelings for Khan remained strong until her untimely death. This added another layer of complexity to her private life in her final years. The relationship with Dodi lasted only a few weeks before the tragic car crash in Paris that claimed both their lives. Many people who knew Diana well believed that Hasnat, not Dodi, was the man she truly loved. The circumstances surrounding Diana's various relationships raise important questions about her emotional state during her marriage and after her divorce. She was clearly searching for love and connection, something she felt was missing in her marriage to Charles. Each relationship represented an attempt to find happiness and fulfillment outside the restrictive confines of royal life. Understanding Diana's relationships is crucial to addressing the rumours about Harry's paternity. The timeline of her affair with Hewitt definitively rules him out as Harry's biological father. Her relationship with Hasnat Khan began years after Harry's birth, and her brief romance with Dodi Fayed occurred in the final weeks of her life. So, if none of these men could be Harry's biological father, and the DNA test supposedly ruled out Charles, who could it be? This question has fueled endless speculation and conspiracy theories, but the truth remains elusive. Prince Harry shared with the world that King Charles had stopped taking his calls. During the explosive interview of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, Harry not only made shocking statements that portrayed the royal family in a negative light, but he also revealed that his father, King Charles, was giving him the cold shoulder. This happened after Harry and Meghan explained how the monarchy had failed to support them during relentless attacks from the British tabloids. Harry said he had tried to seek his father's support, but Charles had not. Responded, "He stopped taking my calls," Harry told Winfrey. "I will always love him, but there is a lot of pain that has happened," he added, setting the stage for even more drama to unfold. The image Harry painted was one of isolation and abandonment, of a son desperately trying to communicate with his father, only to be met with silence. The issue of Charles not answering Harry's calls was addressed again in Robert Jobson's book from 2023, Our King Charles III, the Man and the Monarch. The book delved into what allegedly happened behind the scenes. Jobson claimed that Harry initially brought his concerns to Queen Elizabeth, but she thought it would be better if Harry and Charles resolved their differences directly rather than involving her as a mediator. According to Jobson, Charles stopped taking Harry's calls after his son insulted him and repeatedly asked for money. He also noted that the Queen confronted Charles when he refused to help, to which he responded that he was not a bank. This portrayal suggests a relationship that had deteriorated to the point where basic communication had broken down. The financial aspect added another dimension to their conflict, suggesting that Harry's requests for support were seen by Charles as excessive or unreasonable. Prince Harry accused King Charles of leaving him in the lurch. In the revealing interview from 2021 with Oprah Winfrey, Prince Harry claimed his father had cut him off financially almost immediately after he and Meghan Markle stepped back from royal duties. This left the couple without security arrangements, just as the paparazzi intensified their interest in them. Harry accused his father of abandoning them during a particularly vulnerable time. "My family cut me off financially, and I had to find a way to provide for our security," he said. "I was cut off in the first quarter of 2020, but I have what my mother left me, and without that, we would not have been able to do this," he added. The inheritance from Princess Diana became a lifeline for Harry and Meghan, allowing them to establish their independence when institutional support was withdrawn. In his memoir, Spare, Harry went deeper into these claims, explaining that Charles had been my boss, my banker, my financial administrator, the keeper of the purse strings throughout my entire adult life. He noted that his financial difficulties resulted from being let go by the institution, which forced him to figure out how to provide for Meghan and their son, Prince Archie, without support from the royal family. Despite everything that happened, Harry mentioned during the interview that he still loved his father. "I will continue to try to heal this relationship," he said. Prince Harry accused his father's office of leaking his and Meghan Markle's plans to step back from the royal family. After withdrawing from royal duties, Prince Harry made several startling accusations, including the claim that King Charles's office leaked his and Meghan's plans to the media. In the Netflix documentary series Harry and Meghan from 2022, Harry revealed that their intentions to move to South Africa were thwarted when palace officials allegedly passed this information to the press. He expressed disbelief that his father would allow such a breach, but when Charles asked him to put their plans for a move to Canada in writing, Harry complied, something he later regretted. "I sent him emails on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of January, Harry explained in the documentary. In one of those emails, I mentioned that we were prepared to give up our titles as Duke and Duchess of Sussex, if necessary. That was the plan." Shortly after Harry documented their intentions, the details were published on the front page of The Sun. "It became clear that the institution had lied about the fact that we were planning to return to Canada," he said, pointing out that the newspaper's knowledge of their willingness to give up their titles was a clear sign that the information came from his father's office. This betrayal of trust represented a significant turning point in Harry's relationship with the institution and with his father personally. Prince Harry accused King Charles of never apologizing for the way he and Meghan Markle were treated within the royal family. When it comes to family disputes in the royal household, there are many accusations, but apologies are rare. This impression was conveyed by Prince Harry in his and Meghan Markle's Netflix documentary. He reflected on a conversation with King Charles and Prince William after Prince Philip's funeral, revealing that their attempts to reconnect were unsuccessful. Harry suggested that his brother and father simply could not grasp that he had legitimate reasons for stepping back from royal life. Although neither of them was willing to discuss Harry's departure during the funeral, they still tried to address the topic but made no progress. "It was difficult, especially trying to have conversations with my brother and my father who were fixated on their own misunderstandings of the situation," Harry shared. He acknowledged that he had come to terms with the fact that he could not expect real accountability or apology from his family. "My wife and I are moving forward. We are focused on what comes next," he said, making it clear that he was no longer willing to wait. This acceptance marked a shift in Harry's approach, from seeking validation and understanding from his family to finding his own path forward regardless of their approval. King Charles failed to mention Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in his royal Christmas address. While some hopeful fans might have wished that the rift between Prince Harry and King Charles was more media fiction than reality, Charles made it clear that things between him and his son were not good when he omitted Harry and Meghan Markle from his first Christmas address as king in 2022. In his speech, Charles praised Prince William and Princess Catherine, but Harry and Meghan were nowhere to be found in his remarks. Given the explosive revelations in Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary, which was released in December, it is understandable that the king did not feel particularly warm toward them. Former royal butler Grant Harold told Express that Charles was not wrong to exclude the couple from his address, pointing out that they had not played a significant role in the royal family that year. Despite all the online discussions following this omission, the king repeated it in his address in 2023. Prince Harry suggested to ITV that King Charles did not want to reconcile. While promoting his memoir Spare, Prince Harry appeared in a 90-minute ITV special with Tom Bradby, where he discussed the drama within the royal family. During the interview, Harry expressed, "I want a family, not an institution," emphasizing his desire to repair his relationship with both his brother and his father. However, he also suggested that a reunion was unlikely, saying they feel it is better to keep us, him and Meghan Markle, as the villains. They have shown absolutely no willingness to reconcile. Prince Harry supposedly angered King Charles with damaging accusations about Queen Camilla. When Prince Harry's memoir Spare was published, it generated a wave of headlines, and some of these revelations particularly enraged King Charles, especially those concerning his wife, Camilla. In the book, Harry shared that both he and his brother, Prince William, were against their father's marriage to Camilla after their mother's death, and even asked him not to go through with the wedding. Harry also claimed that Camilla sacrificed me on her personal altar. A reunion between Prince Harry and King Charles seemed finally possible. There had been many missed opportunities for a reunion between King Charles and Prince Harry, but Charles's recent cancer diagnosis might be the catalyst for reconciliation. After learning about his father's health, Harry did not hesitate and booked a flight back to the United Kingdom. After returning to the United States, he spoke on Good Morning America about the visit. "I love my family. The fact that I could get on a plane and see him and spend time with him, I'm really grateful for that," he said. He also mentioned planning additional trips back to the United Kingdom to visit his family as often as possible. Since Prince Harry revealed his DNA results, public opinion both in the United Kingdom and worldwide has been sharply divided. Some people sympathize with him, while others react with outrage or skepticism. Harry's supporters admire him for facing a difficult truth and see him as a symbol of strength, someone willing to challenge established norms. They appreciate his commitment to authenticity and his search for truth. On the other hand, royalist supporters view Harry's actions as betrayal. They argue that the royal family represents stability and believe the DNA results should have remained private to protect the family's reputation. For them, maintaining the traditions of the monarchy is crucial, and any threat to its integrity is seen as harmful. The younger generation pushes for a royal institution that is more open and progressive, aligned with modern values of transparency and accountability. This raises significant questions about the future of the monarchy and its ability to adapt in a society that increasingly values transparency and honesty.